Hey guys, Gimme Gold Gamer here, bringing another moveset guide. We're gonna do it on Munkidori this time. So taking a look at Munkidori here, pretty good typing with that Poison Psychic typing. You only have 3 weaknesses, and taking a look at its stats, it's pretty much a straightforward, fast sweeping Pokemon. But you're gonna get a little bit of decent bulk here. 88 hit points is definitely not bad. 66 in the defense is pretty low. And 90 special defense is decent. So especially you're gonna definitely take a hit or two, which is good, just naturally. But you're really gonna play into those offensive stats. Being a psychic type, it kind of reminds me a lot of Alakazam, but Alakazam has you way up on speed and also special attack. So it's just kind of an awkward stat spread. You do have a decent move coverage, but it's just for legendary Pokemon, I feel like this is kind of underwhelming with that base stat total 555. And Terror types, you can pretty much run whatever you want on Terror type here. You can go offensive with the stab Terror type like Psychic or Poison. You can go Fairy, which is kind of nice. We'll talk about why. Fairy is just good for Terra Blast if you're limited to 2 move options to kind of round out your coverage. And then Fighting is a really good Terror type on Munkidori. It kind of gives you that triple stab if you're running Focus Blast, which is one of your best coverage moves, along with a Poison and Psychic type move. So I kind of like Fighting Terror type on Munkidori the best, and that also just gets rid of your weaknesses too, which is really good. So items, Choice Specs, Choice Scarf, they're all going to be good. Life Orb. This Pokemon can run leftovers in situations. Sometimes that Bright Powder is going to be nice, and we'll talk a little bit about why. And Air Balloon is just nice because it gets rid of that ground weakness off at the beginning, and it might allow you to set up like a Nasty Plot and then sweep from there against a bad type matchup. Now abilities, we talked about Toxic Chain already with Pheasantipity. It just basically makes all your attacking moves a 1/3 chance to poison the target, but it's really not good on Munkidori when you're a fast sweeper Pokemon, because the best case scenario is you're going to get off a move first, bring him down to the Focus Sash, then you have to take a hit, and then knock him out with that poison damage afterwards. You're not really going to be stalling too much with Toxic Chain. Frisk can be a really good ability, and I really like it on Munkidori, especially in a 3v3 setting. Knowledge is power, and being able to read that opponent's item with the Frisk is huge, especially when you're going to be running choice items. You might want to run Choice Scarf, and you're just going to know basically if you outspeed him or not, depending on the type matchup. Being at base 106 speed, that Choice Scarf would put you just at a speed tier that you want to be against a lot of Pokemon. So it can do some late game sweeping. I really like Choice Specs on it, but again, now you're going to know if they're running Choice Scarf. You can just kind of get a lot of information from the Frisk, and that's really valuable, especially on this Pokemon. I really like the Frisk on Munkidori. Moves, you do get Nasty Plot, which is awesome, and we kind of seen with that analogy with Alakazam. Alakazam got Nasty Plot back in Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl, and was able to do a lot of work with that. I can't quite remember if it got access to it in past gens, but getting access to the Nasty Plot, just be able to set up one Nasty Plot and rely on that fast speed with decent coverage is really good with that 130 base special attack. Calm Mind is definitely usable, although in most cases I think I would just go for the all-out damage with the Nasty Plot, because you're not really going to be healing up with him. Parting Shot's a phenomenal move. It's just really nice to tack in, especially if you have an empty move slot and want that support with your Pokemon. It can really allow you to pivot at the beginning of the game, especially with the Frisk. You can read their item and then get the Parting Shot off and just kind of cripple Pokemon and go into a Pokemon you want. Being able to trick the choice item is going to be excellent. And again, having that Frisk is going to allow you to know whether you want to trick that item or not. You can baton pass your stat gains, and that's really the only reason why I have agility there. If you want to get up like Nasty Plot agility and go like fully bulky, that could be really good, especially with Air Balloon, just to make sure that you're getting both those setup moves and then passing it off to a Pokemon that can take much better use of it. Taunts can be really nice to shut down a lot of those walls, and Confuse Ray can just be a little bit of an annoying option. You can tech in. I don't really have any movesets that are using some of these moves, but I just wanted to mention it still. And then Sludge Wave is going to be like your big damage move for your special side of things, your stab attack. So there's not really any need to use Sludge Bomb for the same reason you don't really need Toxic Chain as your ability a lot. It's just going to give you a little bit higher chance to give you a poison on the target with Sludge Bomb, but we're really going for damage with the Sludge Wave here. Psyshock is going to be really nice to be able to hit those special walls, and there's a lot of them. And especially, it's going to be good against like a Pokemon like Pheasantipity, that has a high special defense, but you're going to have that super effective hit with the Psychic move, so that'll be good. Focus Blast, again, that's going to really round out your coverage. The biggest thing I don't like about Focus Blast is that 70% accuracy is really going to cripple you, and then you just have some more coverage moves and some extra tech. Fake Out and U-Turn are kind of nice with the Toxic Chain, because then you have the chance of dropping a Toxic and then also breaking Sash, and then pivoting out to another option. So they can be decent, although I think that most times having like Taunt or Party Shot is going to be better in your case. This Pokemon can be really good against Rotom, especially since a lot of Rotoms will act as leads and run Choice Item and try to trick you too. So being able to read what kind of Rotom they are is good, and then you can also set up on it, which is super nice, and take it out. You have a pretty good matchup there against most Rotom sets. It's going to be pretty strong against Toxapex, especially if you can trick a Choice Item onto it or taunt it. That's going to be really, really good for you, and then you kind of set up and sweep from there, which is really good. Glamora, it's just going to be nice to have a high special attacking Pokemon to hit Glamora with, and not have those Toxic Spikes set on your side of the field. So that can be a good matchup. Amoonguss is really going to be if you can trick a Choice Item on it, or if you can taunt it, and then you're going to do a lot of damage and just be able to take it out pretty easily. And then Annihilate does have a good type matchup against you as far as the ghost typing goes, but if you can just like set up some like a nasty plot on it, you can usually just one-shot that guy with your Psychic type move, so that can be pretty good. This Pokemon really doesn't want to go up against any of those Pokemon on the bottom. It doesn't like Sucker Punch, right? Golden Go is going to have a really good matchup against it just because the typing. Chain Pow being a fast Dark type, also has access to the Sucker Punch. Tainlu is just a huge wall, so you're not even going to be able to set up on it, and it's just going to be able to do really annoying things by setting up hazards or using Whirlwind or just shipping you away. It's going to have Earthquake a lot of times, so that's not a really good matchup for you. Hisui and Grudra, Ursaluna, both just Pokemon that kind of shut you down too, just because of the type matchup and their natural bulk. So let's go ahead and pop into Pokemon Showdown to see what kind of movesets we can run on Munkidori. Alright, so we have just the Life Orb setup here. I really like Life Orb on Munkidori first, because you have enough natural bulk with that 88 hit points like I was talking about, to potentially set up a nasty plot, still be able to take a hit, and then just rely on your natural speed to go from there. You can go 1-for-1 plus with this Pokemon. You can kind of scout out with Frisk. And then you just have really good coverage with these moves. So if we can hop into a type coverage calculator, we'll do Psychic, Poison, Fighting, and you're pretty much hitting most things in the metagame. A few Pokemon are going to give you problems, but really you're not seeing a lot of these guys. It's Golden Go, Sableye, and Spiritomb are really the only ones you're going to run into in Scarlet and Violet. So you get really, really good coverage with the those moves, right? So just a pretty straightforward moveset here. I have Terra Fighting on there because I like going triple stab and getting rid of that weakness. It might allow you to get a nasty pot off in a certain situation. But you can really run whatever Terra type you want, or just go for a more offensive Terra type with the Sludge Wave, boosting the Sludge Wave or whatever. So this next set is more of a support set. We can Fake Out here with the Toxic Chain. Again, trying to land a poison, sneak that poison in with the Fake Out. Parting Shot just to kind of be a supportive Pokemon. And then these last two moves are just kind of like if you're still trying to get a little bit of damage with Munkidori while running a more bulky set. Mud Slap's going to be nice because you're going to be lowering their accuracy every time, so you're either going to force switches or it's going to be harder and harder for you to get hit. That with the Toxic Chain is going to be super annoying, so if you can get a poison off and then lower their accuracy, you can just kind of snowball with that, and then hide behind Protects to recover, and hopefully get some evasion hacks. So that can be kind of a nice option for you. And every time you come into, you can Fake Out and then go into this, just kind of increasing your chance of getting that poison on them, getting that Toxic Chain poison, which can be kind of nice. I did Electric Terror type just to kind of minimize your weaknesses, although I realize now there's an overlap with the ground typing, so maybe that's not the best option. Maybe you go Terra Normal. If you're even worried about Terra type on this Pokemon, which doesn't really matter too much. But it's just kind of a nice little support Pokemon there while teching that Parting Shot. Now, if we want to talk about choice items, I think choice specs is definitely the way to go. You can go to Scarf, especially with a 130 base special attack, but you're going to be finding one-hit KO ranges with choice specs, even where you wouldn't find them with just like the base Life Orb damage. You really need to boost with Life Orb, but with choice specs, you're going to be able to find some one-hit KOs, which is going to feel really, really nice. And again, I did Terra Fighting because I think that's the best, just rounding off those coverage options. And then you can trick the choice item, which would be really nice. Something else you can do with choice items is Parting Shot. That could be another really good move to tech in, maybe instead of Focus Blast or instead of Trick. So that can be a really good option too with your choice items. In this set right here, we're really just trying to set up 2 nasty plots. It's going to be pretty difficult to do, and honestly, you could probably go full hit point investment if you're going to go for 2 nasty plots. It's going to be pretty tricky to do. You might need some support from another Pokemon to pull this off. The only reason you'd want to run Stored Power instead of like Psychic or Psyshock is if you can get up 2 nasty plots. Now that's base 100 damage. That can really snowball, especially if you can Baton Pass some other stats into this Pokemon. This could be pretty good with like Drifblim, Baton Passing, like some Evasion, and some stockpiles up, just to kind of boost that damage. So that could be really good for you. And just gives you another option as a setup sweeper with that nasty plot. Now this next set, right here, again, we're just trying to do fake out hacks again with the Toxic Chain. And then we can Baton Pass out Nasty Plot, or if we have a good matchup, we can also just Nasty Plot and Sludge Wave. We didn't go fully into our special attack because we're still getting enough special attack off the Nasty Plot that for finding those neutral matchups, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. But we have a little bit more bulk, just a little bit more hit points to live some more hits to try to hopefully set up a Nasty Plot and then Baton Pass out. So the nice thing about this set is you're going to be breaking stashes on lead Pokemon, and then you can Baton Pass out and hopefully get that Toxic Chain Shoe just to be really, really annoying. The Bright Powder also might just allow you to get a free Nasty Plot without taking any damage, and then you can Baton Pass that out, so that'd be awesome. And then you still have your full health to come in and do some more work later on, right? So just kind of a nice overall option, just a little bit of a cheese there. With running the Bright Powder on that Pokemon. So, and then this last set right here that I had in mind was Salak Berry. Actually, let's talk about Baton Pass. So, like, good options with this, a Pokemon that could really take good advantage of the Nasty Plot. I was kind of thinking, again, Ursaluna Blood Moon form. So, we're talking about this Pokemon. We don't have a moveset guide on this quite yet, but it's coming really soon. But Quick Claw is going to be a really good item to run on this Pokemon. And if you can boost your special attack, you don't even have to worry about type matchups. Blood Moon's going to be doing so much damage, and especially since you can hit every Pokemon with your Mind's Eye, you can hit Ghost types with your normal type move. If you're +2 with 135 base special attack, you're hitting everything. And Blood Moon is just such a high base power move. This is insane. So I think this Pokemon could be really, really good with just like a nasty Plot, and then you just rely on Quick Claw to make up for your low speed. Now I have Rest Snore here just because one of Ursaluna Blood Moon's biggest weaknesses is getting status. And being able to rest that off is really good. And Snore is usually a pretty useless move. But if you can find that Quick Claw outspeed and just your natural special attack with it being stab, with being able to hit ghost types, you might find that flinch chance every once in a while. And I just kind of like having the more reliable Snore over going for Sleep Talk and potentially wasting on a rest. So I think that there's just a lot of synergy with this set in particular with Nasty Plot. And I've been trying to find a way to make Snore work on Ursaluna Blood Moon form. So there you go. So this last set here, running the Salak Berry. The idea with this is maybe you bait out some status or some sort of move with the substitute. Then you have Nasty Plot, so you can hide behind the sub, get up a Nasty Plot. And I was thinking Terra Fairy here. With the Psychic Fairy coverage, you get pretty good coverage. We've seen this with the Spothra going Terra Fairy or running Dazzling Gleam. It does really well. So really, Delphox I think is in the game, Armarouge, and Golden Go. We know Golden Go is just not a good matchup for this Pokemon. So other than that, you're hitting most Pokemon pretty well. This can be a pretty good set to use. And then if you have to, you can just substitute 3 times to get that Salak Berry boost up, just to boost that speed. And maybe you find a situation where you get the Nasty Plat off. You still find some outspeeds, but you're worried about them having a Pokemon in the back. That's going to be a lot faster than you, or maybe they switch on the turn you set up a substitute. And then they hit you, break the sub, you sub again, and you keep substituting until you get that speed boost, and now you can kind of convert into offensive movement on this. So that's kind of fun with this set right here. There's definitely a lot of other things that you can do with Munkidori. Definitely have fun with it. Take a look at its moves, see the kind of funky things you can do with it. But just kind of overall, just kind of a sweeper Pokemon. Really nice having that nasty plot, and it has some good supporting moves. So hope you find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. This is Gemigold Gamer out.